All right, guys, we are live. We are so excited to be here at the speed skating event. This is our first Winter Games event that we are here for that has actually gone down, and it is going down right now. We are really happy to be here. What we have essentially is on the rink is there's this course laid out, and we have two athletes at a time racing. It's racing, that's it. So let's get into it.
Yeah, clearly we have a change of scenery here, and as you guys can see in here, right, athletes have already started their racing. Now, full disclosure, I've never ice skated before, have you?
I was hoping that we would put a pair of skates on you today.
Well, you know.
I don't know that we're going to get that opportunity.
I need to check my liability insurance, the way my insurance is set up. No, I'm just...
Honestly, though, more power to you if you've ever put on a pair of skates with a tiny little blade under your feet.
If you put on a pair of skates and move, then you're already winning. These guys, these athletes are already winning. We're about 4 races in and getting ready to start a new one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you to the rink right now so you guys can see live what these athletes are really doing.
All right.
And so it looks like we have 3 athletes right here.
Here is the countdown coming up. Yep, it's 3 now. Yes, it's been 2 on or just 2.
1-on-1. Yeah,
you're right.
We have a 3 athlete race right here. And, again,
and we have
you can see
2 green helmets. Wow, 2 green helmets and a white. Green is rounding wide. He's taking a good turn. He's in the lead currently.
Listen,
he's on
a roll.
He's on the outer layer, but he's working it good. He's in a good lead. He's got a good lead right now.
I think he's
both
sure
green helmets.
He doesn't have to worry about the cones.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it's a close
one.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
Great run. All athletes.
Right there.
And the cool thing is, I was watching one right before we started filming. It was 1-on-1, and the winner came back because the second place winner had fallen on the course. First place winner comes back as soon as he crosses the finish line to help out his buddy.
Oh, wow.
It was awesome. And they got high fives going on.
The community here, again, is second to none.
Unmatched.
And what we witnessed even being here, Sav, is that they are 100% all in. And even more, we talked about this on other things, but even more now you see like the coaches can't help you. Like it's just you in the ice out there, right?
You fall,
so,
you're getting up yourself.
You get up yourself.
That's right. It's hard to get up from ice when you fall.
If you skate, however you skate, you're gonna have to do it on your own.
Yeah.
And so these athletes have to be locked in. The coaches are here in the center, just coaching them along and clapping them. Again, as long as you do your best, you're going to win.
You got to keep your balance on these skates, much less you got a competitor right next to you. You can't bump into each other. You can't push each other. You can't fall. You got to be smooth around these turns, too. I think in that last race when we saw that really wide girth that he was giving, that's a smart move, you know, because if you cut it too close, you could fall.
Or hit the cone. So Sav, what tips are you giving me for speed? Not because mine won't be speed skating. Mine will be let's tiptoe down the rink.
You wouldn't get any good tips from me for that anyway.
What tips are you giving me for ice skating, for my first time ice skating?
Well, ride the walls, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Because anytime you gotta have somewhere to grab onto, and you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
I fall. Still, I don't go ice skating that often anymore, but I used to go when I was a kid a little bit more. You fall, especially when you get into it. You know, the better you get, the more likely it is you're going to fall. Yeah, right. Okay. So ride the walls, have somewhere nearby to grab onto. And give yourself space, yeah.
Can I grab onto you?
It depends on who you're grabbing onto. I ain't going to be nowhere near you the first time. I'm going to put you way over there.
Just like these athletes, Sav's going to send me out there on my own. Like, hey, you got to learn.
But really, it's throw you onto the ice and just let you go. But that's what you got to do. And, all right, we got another pair here, 1-on-1.
And I'm assuming because of the hoodies that they're probably from the same team.
It looks,
or same area.
It looks like it. I think that actually is the Knoxville group because we have a lot of teams lined up on the sidelines, whatever you would call it with an ice skating rink. But we have a lot of teams lined up cheering on their teammates from other sports. There are teammates from other sports, so they might be out there skiing, they might be out there snowboarding later, but they're here to support their teammates now. And these guys are neck and neck right now. They just got around the first loop.
Either way right now.
There's his buddies. Don't get distracted, homie.
Yeah. He's like, hey, throwing it up. Like, what's
They're
up, y'all?
cheering him on. He's focused. He's in it. It's neck and neck, though.
He's kind of wide, so he may be giving up position here before
Very
they hit his
true.
last cone. So
He
we'll
had his
see.
team over there, but his team got him out. This is where it gets,
This is where it gets real. Let's
because
see what
they're
happens.
rounding that last curve,
Let's
and
see
they
what
are
happens.
right on each other. You
Yeah,
either
let's see what
got
happens.
Oh my goodness,
Let's
this is a
see
close
what
one,
happens.
Terrell.
Yeah,
What's going to go down?
He's holding him on.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
holding him on.
Don't fall. He got it. He held his
You
lead.
hear the
Woo.
crowd right there. This is a crowd from
Man.
everywhere, right? It doesn't
I'm
matter
sweating.
what area, what area these athletes are from. They are getting cheers literally from the whole arena right now. So this
Everybody's
whole,
watching.
Yeah,
This is the
everybody's
event
watching.
right now.
Everybody's tuned in, and man, this is just amazing that these athletes are able to learn and develop, because when we were talking to some athletes yesterday, they don't get a lot of time to practice.
Not at
This
all.
is like a 3-day practice, and then it's like, all right, it's game time.
Yeah.
So the fact that I don't know in 3 days I'll be ready for a race, right?
Right.
So the fact that you get 3 days, 3 practices, and then now we're racing is unbelievable. The same thing with the skiing, right? Like those athletes don't get a lot of time to practice.
Just a couple of days.
We don't get that kind of snow here in Tennessee.
Right.
We don't have that kind of weather to
Well,
where.
and it's not funded like the Olympics are, which it should be. It would be really cool if we could fund to get these athletes out there to practice more on off season.
Yeah, like there's no way.
But they get the time that they
nowhere for
get,
you to
and depending on where you live, and in Tennessee here, we only have Gatlinburg to come skiing and do these winter sports. So these athletes have really crammed in their time to be able to practice and be here today to compete. So what they're putting out there on the rink right now is this is
All
go
out
time.
effort.
It's-
Again, this is sheer will getting around this ice rink, which I absolutely love.
It's terrifying.
Because
Whew.
yeah, for me,
Man.
I'm just thinking about what happens when you hit the ice.
It hurts.
Right? I can only imagine.
Ice is not soft. Let's just put it that way. And
We
she
just
has
finished up
made
another
it.
race. That was a pretty.
Blowing kisses to the crowd.
Yeah,
She
she's
knew she
a-
was going to cross that finish line. I love it.
I love it. The sportsmanship here is still amazing, though. All of these athletes are cheering each other on.
They almost cheer
even
louder
though they're competing. Yeah.
if you come in second.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's waiting for you to win no matter when you cross that finish line. You got an audience cheering for
As
you.
long as you do your best, right?
That's right.
I think this is a space where effort is judged, and that's literally it.
That's it.
Right? And that's really what it's about. If we could find a place like that, just in life in general, where we judge effort.
Yes.
And I tell, like, I'm sure you do
We
too.
get a
but I
lot
tell
more done.
I tell my clients the same thing. Every day isn't 100%. I'm judging your effort.
Yeah.
Right? So if you only have 60%, don't give me 40. Give me
Right.
60. And that's you. That's really you giving me 100%.
Your best
But I'm
looks
gonna
different
judge
every
your
day, but it's
effort.
your
Yeah.
best.
If you're
Yeah.
giving me a lot of effort, I am going to rock with you all day long.
Yeah.
Nothing frustrates me more
It
than
counts so
someone
much
that
more.
doesn't give effort, right?
But you just expect to be crowned the winner. You know,
Yeah.
you can't do that. It's if we're judging who the winner is and putting favor to that, I mean, who really cares at the end of the day? It's the process that matters. It's the effort that you put into
Yeah.
it. And if everybody was judged based off of effort, man, this world would be a great place, man.
you go.
It is a great place, but you know what I mean. It'd be a
better
better
place.
place.
We'll say a better place.
Yeah, we'll keep it positive, but we got athletes out here practicing now, and we are just kind of hanging till the next race.
Yeah. Well, we're in
Oh,
the
no, we
middle
are-
of the next race.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a relay. We have a relay going on right now.
Okay. Whoa!
Uh-oh.
We just had our first spill that we caught on ice. As you can see, the athlete is fine.
Okay, maybe it's not
the
a relay.
resiliency is amazing. I think they're lining up for the relay right now.
Yeah, I think you're
He
right.
was getting around to that, so he didn't fall in the middle of a race, but which is even better. But you see them fall, get right back up like it's
Right back
nothing, so
up.
you know that I've fallen before.
So I think this is a relay because now we have multiple skaters on the rink, but only 2 at a time. We just
Yep.
got this started.
So I think it's two-man relay is what it's looking like.
Yep, it looks like it. And the first 2 skaters are rounding the first turn.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight, but the skaters are
I
focused.
think he's pulling away from him right now. We'll see if that second leg can kind of
We'll
close
see.
that gap a little bit.
Oh no.
Okay, we may be We may be completely wrong with what's going on.
I think we were wrong.
I think we're
because the skaters have
yeah, I think we're shortening the race. This may be like just I'm not sure how far. How far is that curve right there? Maybe 30 meters.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know the distance stuff. We
Yeah.
talked about that yesterday. I don't know what 30 minutes looks like.
That may be like a 30 meter sprint. So this may be strictly. We're putting the speed in speed skating right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks
All
like
right.
it.
So we're going 30 meters short distance speed skating event right here. We thought we were lining up for a relay. Clearly, we were absolutely wrong.
I think that's why he fell, because he's like, what is this? This is a relay. Like, get out of here. It's my race.
All right.
All right.
We're going into our second speed skating race right here. So this is a full sprint. This is an all-out sprint. So these athletes are trying to go.
Ooh, that start matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, that start is the difference
Make
maker.
or break.
Just like track, right? The start is the difference maker. So he's rounding that curve. He's trying to pick him up, put him down. But
Ooh,
our
Lord,
athlete-
come on.
Ooh,
Oh,
turn.
man.
Let's go.
What a rescue.
Yeah.
What a save.
What
He
a
did a complete
recovery. There
360.
you go.
And he's catching up.
He finished strong, baby.
Wow.
That's what it's about right there. We see the resiliency in these athletes.
I am
and
impressed with that,
listen,
man.
if I ever do 360 on a skate,
Did you see that?
if I ever do a 360
That's
on a skate
athleticism right
and
there.
stand up, y'all better have it on video and a picture, because I'm going live on Instagram telling you guys
I mean, you should.
that I'm headed to the Olympics next. All
You
right.
should. Man, that was
That
quite
was
incredible to
that
watch.
was
I've never
impressive.
seen
I'm
a
not
save
gonna lie
like
to you.
that.
That was impressive. I thought he was going down.
I
He
did
fooled
too.
all of us.
Oh, he sure did. That takes a lot of core strength to get yourself back on track, man.
All right, we're in race number
All
3
right.
at that 30 meter. Got one athlete trying to cut it short, but
And
she's
he-
up for it.
yep.
There you go. And we're gonna get around that curve. We're going around that curve. It's getting closer.
They're
She's
right,
closing that gap.
right behind her.
Yeah. So now
As soon as they
she's
round
holding
this
her off on that
curve.
body, baby. She's blocking
This
her
is-
off. She's
Woo,
coasting.
come on, come on.
She wouldn't
Whoa!
let her get
Oh,
around it. Good
man.
job.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice work,
Yeah.
both skaters.
Complete body control right there.
Really?
So she held her position. She owned it. She would
It's
not
looking to
let
me
them
like
take it.
the curve is really where it like makes it. If you get a bad start or you round the curve and you have too much pressure, too much speed, that's
Yeah.
where it can really make or break you. And we're gearing up. Ooh, I remember watching these two guys here.
Yeah,
So
we're
yeah,
This is
it's
gonna be a
getting
good
real.
one?
It's getting real. I think so.
Okay.
We got some two tall boys out there.
all right. We're gonna
So
we're gonna.
yeah, these guys are gonna.
This is all right. This
Oh, they're in
from
it.
what
Look
I'm
at
hearing-
these guys.
oh,
Here
yeah,
we
this
go.
is gonna be the
Oh,
real
here we
deal.
go. Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Here we go.
This is gonna be the real deal right here as we hit that curve. Yeah. Real speed right here as we turn it. Finishing in, black and gold is covering.
Oh man.
We got
Oh,
another
we're going
guy.
again. We're going
We got
again.
another.
Come on,
Let's see what
boys.
we
Come
have
on, let's
here.
go.
Let's see if he can catch up. Oh yeah. There you go. We're starting to see a little technique in
Yeah.
this one
We
as
got
the speed goes
Ooh,
along.
we got some crossing of the legs
Yeah.
here. Wow.
Ooh, fancy. You see that stop?
That was really nice. These boys
That
clearly
was-
have practiced. This is
maybe
their
they
this is
did
their
it
sport.
once or twice.
It looks
What
like
do you
it.
think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you might be right about that. So we have with us an expert on what's going on here. We have our friend Justin, who you've seen before. Justin, explain to us a little bit about what's going on here.
Yes, what you just witnessed was the 200 meter and short track speed skating. So we have multiple events. We have a 25 meter, a 50, 100, and a 200 meter. And then this right now is unassisted. We're also going to have an assisted where they'll have the skate guards that'll help them keep their balance and everything too. And so right now we have multiple athletes participating. I know at least one's from Nashville. It's like one's from potentially Knoxville as well too. See a nice Knoxville Ice Bears jersey being worn out there on the ice. But yeah, that's what these competitions are, short track speed skating. And it was great trial runs yesterday, lots of practice for these athletes, and they're ready to roll and compete for medals right now.
I don't think I could have said it any better, even if I knew what I was, saying. So thank you so much for explaining that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're out here watching today. It is super exciting. We got a crowd out here, and we got a lot of camaraderie, a lot of sportsmanship out here. That's my favorite part, is no matter where you are on the rink or where you end up finishing, everybody's over there high-fiving each other. So what are we seeing now? We have 3 athletes. Sometimes we have 2. It's like one-on-one.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So what happens is during the first day of practice is lots of trial runs and practices to division them to make sure they're competing against their proper division of who they're supposed to be competing against to keep things fair and level and consistent as well too. And they base that on the time that it takes to compete these certain laps or certain trials as well too. So they're trying to make it as fair as possible to make it as equal as possible as well, so athletes compete in the right division. So that's what you see now. There might be 2 in one division, 3 in another. It's all based on the time that they completed yesterday.
Got you.
Wonderful. Okay, awesome. And that's what the trial runs are all about. So everything that they were doing here yesterday was basically putting them with the correct athletes that they're supposed to be against so that everything is fair, everything is safe. And we're clearly seeing that because none of these races have been like one person way down the rank and the other person still at the starting line. It's been a close neck and neck race up until every race we've watched so far. Wouldn't you agree?
I would 1000% agree. And just going back to what we were talking about in every event, these athletes are based or competing based on their abilities and not necessarily times and speed, right? So this is all about whether or not they're elite versus intermediate, advanced. We're putting them all together to make it as advanced as possible. Like you saw the 2 guys with the hockey jerseys. Clearly they're the more advanced side of it. But Justin, I want to hear what your thoughts are about how you think the energy and how the games are going for you from the Special Olympics side so far.
Yeah, it's been incredible just seeing the general public out here as well and seeing this event taking place in all of our venues as well too. So seeing this competition here, seeing it on the mountain as well, it's been pretty incredible to see just the atmosphere that's been created. But more than anything, it's athletes supporting each other. And that's what we see at every single competition is this, they want to win. They want to win very badly. They're extremely competitive. It's sports. That's what you're taught to do. You want to win. You want to be your best.
Right.
But they're also cheering each other on, wanting to see them break a new personal record. What are they doing to help each other out to be a better community member? A lot of these athletes maybe only see each other at a state competition once or twice a year. So they're all friendships that have been made, and they last for such a long period of time that when they see each other that once or twice a year, they're so excited to hang out and go to the dance party and the celebrations and to have lunch together and just to visit. And
You know, and you see that if you've ever watched the Super Bowl, right? If you ever watch at the end when everything is over, the team's already won, the trophy's already been, brought out and everything. Those players on both teams, at the end of a lot of football games, you see them going, like they haven't seen each other for a while. They appreciate each other's athleticism, hard work. It's sportsmanship, and it matters everywhere in every sport. And I think Special Olympics takes the cake for how good they are at sportsmanship and supporting each other, which at the end of the day does help you become a better athlete. I believe fully.
Is that something that you guys preach with the Special Olympics, or is that just something that's innately in those athletes, the sportsmanship, the camaraderie, the community of it all?
A lot of it just happens naturally because everyone knows it's part of a unique community as well too, where that's what we're trying to do is change the perspective that people have in society, especially like athletes, on people with intellectual disabilities and developmental disabilities. It's changing that perspective. So it's just a natural wanting to see each other do their best and encourage each other to do their best. And it's just something that we encourage, not to say you have to do that, but you see it from our volunteers, from parents, from coaches, to mentors, to teachers, to everyone in the community. It's just naturally in cheering each other to do their best, their absolute best. And everyone's going to try. It's important that they try. If you're not falling, you're not trying.
Yeah.
If you're not pushing yourself to your limits, you're not trying. And they're always trying and encouraging each other to do that. And it happens naturally, and that's what we love to see.
Well, and that doesn't happen naturally for a lot of elite athletes. And I think that's, a page we could all take out of that book is, when you're a competitive person,
I'm a sore
you're
loser.
competitive, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I absolutely hate losing.
It's not natural for a lot of people.
And so if I lose, I'm probably not gonna want to talk to too many people. It's kind of like Tom Brady is known for that. Like he'll walk off of the field without shaking the other team's hands when he loses the Super Bowl.
But see, that's like
I am a sore loser. So I get it. So that's why I asked what is it about this community? Like, is it something that's taught? But clearly it's something that's just in these athletes because of, like you said, varying abilities. So we know how hard it is, or they understand how hard it is for each other to do different things. And so it's like naturally, because I know how hard it is and you do it, I want to see you do well, even if that means that you beat me. And another question that I have for you is how, or if, do you see a lot of athletes that are inspired by other athletes here just based on ability. So it may be a day one athlete, Sav and I was talking about that, who just comes out and they're like, you want me to ice skate? But then they see people ice skating and it's like, you know what? Maybe I can ice skate. Do you see that happen a lot?
All the time. All the time, especially all these sports, it might be their first time participating. They see something, they say, I want to do that. I'm going to train hard. And we see it especially on the slopes. They'll start out at the very beginning where it's barely a hill, right? And then they move to a bigger hill, a bunny hill. And they're going to move to more that we're doing the actual slalom between the gates. And they're working their way up because they want to get better. There's an athlete out there that she was killing it on the smaller slope and going through the gates, but just doesn't feel comfortable riding the ski lift up right now. So she's killing it. It's like eventually she's going to get to that point where she's going to take that next big step. It's what's that next giant leap? And you see athletes doing that and encouraging each other. And we have an athlete who was in the Pittsburgh Penguins jersey, Jeremy Frady from Loudoun County. He was out on the ice yesterday the entire time assisting. So he was volunteering as well as competing.
Wow.
Other athletes see that. They see what they've been doing too. So many of our athletes are not just competitors, they're leaders,
You know,
they're coaches, they're everything out in the community.
that's been a theme. This quote keeps coming back to me, but it's that quote about, and I'm not going to quote it completely correctly, so forgive me for that, but people don't remember you for what you accomplish. People remember you for who you are and how you make other people feel. You know, you're remembered for how you make somebody feel. And that, I think, is the overarching theme of Special Olympics, Winter Games that we have going on here. It's like, and that's what I want any of our listeners and beyond to be hearing and getting this lesson out of this, because it really is about the camaraderie. It really is about supporting each other and all of us being on this mountain together and inspiring each other to volunteer to help others, you know? And that, to me, is the biggest takeaway. That's what I personally love so much about being here, is seeing that and feeling so much of that more than anywhere else.
Yeah, and we see that the athlete oath is real, right? Like they take that very seriously. It's not something that they say, but you see it happen. Like, let me win,
Absolutely.
but if I cannot win, then let me be brave in my attempt. And I think, to your point, even about the athlete who was scared to ride the ski lift, but she's dominating all the other stuff. Like, she's brave in every attempt, and she's worked her way up. And you even spoke to the fact that, you know, eventually she'll get over that fear and she'll take it up and see like, yo, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, you're fine once you're on there. But it's things that like that, you know, we never really think about. So
It's kinda
how
like
do
a box jump, you know?
Yeah, it is a box jump.
Right?
So how do you and coaches encourage athletes in those moments, knowing that, hey, you have more in you, don't be afraid, and balancing them to let them go at their own pace as well?
That's a great question. I think a lot of it comes down to, so a couple anecdotes. We have plenty of athletes, especially in basketball per se, that have shown the abilities and the skills where they could easily be competing in travel, AAU, varsity, but there are some coaches maybe don't have the right patience or want to take the time to develop them. And it comes down to the right mindset to have the patience to work with other people. And that's what we're seeing more nowadays, especially with the growth of unified sports, is that it takes time and patience and the right mentality to work with our athletes, that just because they may have an intellectual disability does not mean they cannot compete in sports. And we see that. We've seen it with their fitness combines, what they're able to accomplish. There's so many things that no one would ever probably expect. And it puts it in perspective of, just because there's an intellectual disability doesn't mean that you can't compete and achieve goals that every other person may be able to that doesn't have an intellectual disability. So it's putting them on a playing field where they can feel equal as possible. And that's encouragement right there enough, because that's why we have unified sports. We have unified sports that can compete for a state championship in bowling and in track and field. And it's growing. We're seeing it grow with potentially flag football now. We're continuing to see that grow for people that do not have an intellectual disability, are competing with and against people with an intellectual disability. That's a level playing field. That's encouragement right there, because if you have people that work together, it's only going to make sports grow. And that's what we all want. We want to see people being able to compete, be in their best shape, work for it, you know, compete, encourage each other.
It's the
build a
essence of
community.
life, really, because when you can compete and, you know, overcome something and get to the finish line, whether you're the winner or the, you know, come in last place, the same in life. You know, you work hard, you get to the finish line, and you can be proud of all that hard work. It's like, even if you don't feel like you're where you want to be in your life, you know, I'm 30, and it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh man, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Then you look back and you're like, wow, I've come a long way though, you know, and that's something, that's a win right there, you know? So that applies here 1,000 tenfold. And yeah, I appreciate you telling us, you know, like, you have such an insightful way of putting all this, and it's clear how passionate you are about this. Really clear. So thank you for sharing that with us and clarifying a lot of this and just kind of like the rules and everything, because it is different. It's so exciting, and it does give everybody an equal playing field. And yeah.
Well, I think that was great. We'll wrap right here and take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more from the rink. Guys, we are back, and this is officially a wrap. Like,
It's
I
a
don't know.
wrap.
I kind of feel a way about it.
I do
Sav.
too.
Like,
I'm kind of like,
I've
are
kind
we
of got
done?
engulfed into this community, the love that's here, the energy that is here, and I've learned so much just over the past 2 days with how this community is inclusive but not limited, and I
Yeah.
love how they push each other while they support each other. They play to win, and they're brave in their attempt. But before we
Absolutely.
get out of here, anything that you want to share with the people, the sponsors, or anything?
Well, we definitely want to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Shifted Supplements, Defiance Fuel, NutriShop, and Clean Eats for sponsoring us and being the reason that we are out here. Thank you for our listeners for tuning in, checking out
Every
the live
last one of you,
broadcast,
yeah.
and for stay tuned too, because there will be more coming from the NFM pages as well as Special Olympics Tennessee pages of footage of these events. So if you have athletes out there or you are just wanting to be a part of the excitement, we have more footage coming out, but our live broadcast is coming to an end. And I'm so grateful to be here. It has been such a perspective reminder of like, you really don't have any limitations. And it really is about how you make people feel in the world. At the end of the day, whether you're an athlete or you don't consider yourself an athlete, if you have a body, you're an athlete, A. And B, it's all about the teamwork here. And it's all about lifting each other up. If you don't win, be brave in your attempt. And that is huge. And that is what I'm going to take into my life, I know. And with my clients, my career, but also just my personal life. And I'm really grateful to have had this opportunity to be a part of it. So
Absolutely. I would encourage you, if you guys are watching, to find a way that you can get involved with the Special Olympics Tennessee, or wherever
You will
you
not
are,
regret
wherever
it.
you're watching. I'm sure there's a Special Olympics chapter where you are. We want to thank the Special Olympics Tennessee, WellPoint, all of our sponsors
LifePoint.
that have made this event possible.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. We're at a special events.